lonesome whistle of a train. I'm the amber waves of grain. I'm the highway, I'm the farm, fertile fields and boulevards, the hand that rests over your heart. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm the music to the dance, the open window to a chance, the place where courage takes a stance. All the colors that you see, the lights from 30,000 feet. Yeah, I'm the roar of victory. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm the fathers, I'm the sons, I'm the footprints in the mud. I'm a shelter washed in blood. Oh, I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. Welcome everybody to HomeFront Sitrep Monday night edition. How is everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are doing great, and it was a great Monday for you guys. As you can see, I'm by myself tonight. We got a special guest that's going to come on here in just a few minutes, but Miss Candace is still working that daily grind. Her job has no limits, I guess. I was like, cut that stuff off, get home. But anyway, she's there. Candace, we're missing you. We'll see you on the next one. You might jump on when you get done with work. Who knows? We'll see. But I hope everybody had a a great Monday, great weekend. If you missed last night's episode, we had Frank DeMyth on. He's a retired Army, 28 years on active duty. He wrote a book called of Vital Interests. He's actually in the process of getting his second book published. So we had him on and we were talking about that, and he just changed publishers. So now he's going to go with SOFREP, SOFREP. He's going to go with them and have his book published to those guys. It's a veteran-owned company. So he's going to go with them. I can't wait for his new book to come out. And I want to give a shout out to my brother Dustin, who just joined in chat. What's up, brother, man? How are you, sir? So yeah, man, I tell you, today was a Monday for sure. I had a pretty cool day at work. I went in at 0:30 this morning and got done and got about a half hour overtime today. So I'm like, all right, cool. I like it. Just a half hour is better than anything. I hear you, brother. So yeah, no. Speaking of Dustin, so he's on TikTok. This is my stepbrother. My mom married his dad, and I've known Dustin pretty much his whole life. He's on TikTok now, so you can go follow him on TikTok. Dustin, put your link out there, Dustin. He's got this new thing that he's doing, and it struck a nerve with me really good because we talk about it all the time here on HomeFront Sitrep that you have to be ready. If you go up to somebody and you ask them, "Hey, how you doing?" They say, "I'm fine. I'm living a dream." And then you have to ask that next hard question, "How are you really doing?" And you have to be ready for that conversation. Whether it's a 15-minute conversation, 30-minute conversation, you just got to be ready for that. Well, he's got something new where he wants to be someone's stranger. And it really struck a nerve with me because as veterans, we prefer talking to strangers instead of the ones that love us the most or the ones that we love the most. So be somebody's stranger. I think that should be the next hashtag. Hashtag be someone's stranger. So Dustin, you need to coin that, my friend. That needs to start trending. Hashtag be someone's stranger. And here's Dustin. So if you go to TikTok, go follow at Dustin M. Redman. But yeah, Dustin, we need to coin that. Sam Deeds, what's going on, my brother? Jason Steiner, what's going on, Jason? How are you, sir? So yeah, hashtag be somebody's stranger. And us as veterans, we would prefer to talk to somebody who is a stranger. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times a stranger is not going to judge you based on what they know about you. Like if you go talk to a loved one or somebody who's a real close friend and you tell them, "Hey, I got these thoughts," they're probably going to judge you because that's not who you are. A stranger is not going to judge you because they don't know who you are. So hashtag be somebody's stranger. Dustin, I really love that. And I told that the WP3 people last night when I joined on their podcast, and Mark really liked it as well. So yeah, we need to coin that hashtag be someone's stranger. So today we got Scott Friedenberg. I hope I said that right. If not, he'll yell at me here in a minute. He is the founder of Ruck-it Up for Warriors, a Nebraska-based nonprofit where they do ruck marches and fundraisers to help end veteran suicide and bring awareness to veteran suicide. As you guys know, we've talked about it on HomeFront Sitrep. Coming up November 9th, we have our third annual veteran suicide and first responder or veteran and first responder suicide awareness concert. So this kind of plays right up in our alley because it's something that that we focus on a lot here on HomeFront Sitrep is that one too many veterans a day commit suicide. 22 is the number right now, but everybody knows that number is skewed. One a day is too many. So, without further ado, let's bring Mr. Scott up on the stage. Welcome, Scott. How are you, sir? Oh, hold on, me unmute you. There you go. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. And this has been a long time coming. So we actually had Scott scheduled back in July to come on the show. And unfortunately, things with his nonprofit came up and he had to back out a little bit. But I'm thankful that we got to get you on here, my friend. So tell us a little bit about you, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I am a retired Army veteran. I first thought about joining the military because my dad, he was a Marine Corps vet in Vietnam, and my older brother, he was a Army veteran, 82nd Airborne Division, Fort Bragg. So I knew while I was in high school the route I was going to go. I don't think I was ever smart enough to be that college student. Even after 53 years of life, I don't think that was ever my cup of tea or anything like that. So I made the decision probably about my sophomore year of high school. That's the route I was going to go because that's about the time my brother was talking to the recruiter and everything. So went in the Army. I did initially I did a 3 years of active duty stint, but I ended up doing 21 years in the reserves after that. Started out as a crane operator while I was on active duty, and then in 1995, late 95, early 96, I went to the Reserve Military Police School. 1996 to 2014, I retired in 2014, so I did 24 years service altogether. I joined in 1990.
Nice. Now you're originally from Nebraska, right?
Yes, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Nice. So my youngest daughter, she wants to move to Omaha. And I'm like, babe, there's not really a whole lot in Omaha. So I'm gonna have to get her to talk with you and Jason from Hero Stock. He said, "What's up, Scott?"
What's up, Steiner?
And then I don't know if his question was for you or I. He said, "Did you see the video I posted yesterday about the Fremont area of flags?"
I did not. I'm not sure.
I didn't see it either.
You'll have to have him text me later on or something like that, and we'll talk about it.
He says wasn't smart enough to be a Marine, I guess. Also,
I don't like the taste of crayons. Let's get
hey, there's nothing wrong with crowns now. Red's my favorite, as you guys all know.
That's right.
So what led you? So you did your time in the military, and then you got out. What was your transition like when you got out of the military? And then what led you to starting a nonprofit?
Okay, so let's kind of jump back a little bit as far as when I was on active duty in my 3 years I was in. It was just I did 1 year in Korea, Camp Humphreys, 2 years at Fort Knox, and didn't see this was right after Desert Storm time frame when I was actually there on active duty. My units never got deployed or anything like that. So then I get out, go to the reserves, and I spend about my first 10 years in the reserves, just weekend warrior stuff, working full time and going to drill. And then 9/11 happens, and then you get 4 deployments from that time until, my first deployment was actually, when was it? It was right before 9/11. I went to Kosovo in 2000, actually. Did a peacekeeping mission there at Camp Bondstill. And then we got back in December of 2000. So what happens a year later, 9/11? My unit goes to Iraq in 2004, and then I turn around 2007, go to another tour in Iraq, and then 2011 Afghanistan. So then I was hitting 23 years of service at the time. And my wife was like, Scott, you're done deploying. So you're going to have to make a decision on getting out like here real soon. So I was like, okay. So I figured that was the best for me. We had one child, one small child, and another one that was, geez, would have been 2014. Our daughter was born in 2013. So she was, she was just at that very, like, the pregnant stages and everything. So I figured it was best for me to get out. So then I get out, retired in May of 2014. So what happens? So what led me to this is you keep seeing after you get out, separation from your battle buddies who you had their back. I'll just keep in mind during all my deployments, I promoted to sergeant while I was in Kosovo, and then each deployment after that was progressive responsibilities. I was still a sergeant during my first Iraq tour. I went to staff sergeant and then initially sergeant first class when I retired. So my responsibilities were watching over troops and making sure I was there for battle buddies and everything. So after you retire, it's not easy seeing your battle buddies get called up for more deployments and stuff like that, because that's what I lived for months and months and months, or a year at a time, or whatever, whatever length of deployments. So, so that starts to weigh negatively on you. You start to get depressed, you definitely get that feeling of separation from.
Get that survivor's guilt too.
Exactly. So there I was. This was in 2020. We get that Facebook message that one of our battle buddies took his life. So reflecting back on that situation, it turned out that the kid who took his life, he was a younger guy. We called him Payday because this was from our second Iraq tour. His name was Payday because his MOS, he was in the finance section. So every day on payday, every single month while we were deployed, the first sergeant got him up in front of formation and had him sing the finance song. So we knew we were getting paid. We were happy about it. It was like something brought a smile to your face when you're away from your real family, but yet you're with your brothers and sisters in arms. Right. So I can't say I was really close to this guy. However, you remember that, and it makes you smile. It was a happy moment for us. But then finding out when he took his own life, that's, it was a shock to everybody in the entire unit, because that was that one good thing we look back to,
Yeah.
So a couple more years passed, probably about, it would have been March of 2022. I was just scrolling Facebook pages, as a lost veteran myself, just trying to figure out how to reconnect in the veteran world. I don't remember what Facebook page it was, but I ran across an event called the 48-Mile Ruck March Challenge from an organization called Mission 22. So the idea of this was to do 48 miles of ruck marching during the month of March, and in Nebraska, it's still cold as balls in the middle of March. So I said, I think I'm going to give it a try. I think I will see what I could do, see if I can raise some awareness for veteran suicide, and see if I can raise some donations for him as well. So I posted the crap out of my challenge I was going to partake in on Facebook, and I had a goal of raising $500 is what I set, and everyone can kind of set their own amount as far as that goes. So over that month-long period, I ended up raising $578. So I beat the goal that I wanted. And instead of doing 48 miles, I think I was at 53 miles, I think, altogether. I went and bought a weighted, like a weighted vest, Velcro. And, so that's what I used. So when you're out there, you're doing hours at a time. You could do 2 or 3 miles at a time, 3 or 4 miles at a time, or whatever. So you have a lot of time to think. So I'm thinking to myself every step of the way. Different things that go through your mind on what my why is for why I'm doing this. How many veterans are potentially seeing the post? Because I was like updating Facebook all the way along, not necessarily how much money I had raised, because there was that little donation bar on there and tells you how much you've raised. But I was like updating miles, how many miles I've done, and how many, just my thoughts for the day and everything like that. And so I started wondering how many veterans who are struggling with mental health issues are actually seeing this. Another question I asked was, with the money that I was helping raise and that would be donated to Mission 22, how many hours of counseling is that going to, give to a veteran who is really in need of something? And then the last question I asked was, how many lives am I saving? Have I saved someone's life who's seen it? So I started towards the end of the challenge. I started thinking about things like that all the time. But the one big question that kept going through my mind was, if I can do this just by being one person, if I could raise $500+ and I didn't know the amount it was going to be, but if I can raise this money during this challenge, what could I do if I actually started an organization of my own to, raise awareness of veterans?
Yeah, definitely.
So I kind of got I was kind of into ruck marching at the time, so I was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some ruck marching. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do all I can to try to, expand and try to, help as many organizations as we can. So today we founded I filed the paperwork in June of 2022, just a couple, 2 to 3 months after I finished my challenge. And then July, I think it was 15th, right at July 15th of 2022 was when we officially founded as a 501c3.
Nice. Now, up to date, how many events have you had up to date right now?
Okay, so up to date. Okay, so we started off that year. We had on September 24th, it would have been 2022, was our very first event. It was the Ruck-it Up 4Warriors kickoff event. It was just a small little challenge. Like we did had at a place called Frontier Harley Davidson in Lincoln, Nebraska here. We did 22 laps around the building and their property. You could do teams, you could do whatever you wanted. And, so that's where it all started. Then right after that, I started planning my next event. So we did 1, 2, 3 by the winter. And then we did 2 or 3 in the summer. We probably had close to about 10 events so far, maybe. I'm guessing. Rough estimate on that. Yeah, so
now, when I've seen a couple of your videos of the events that you've had, now these all, like the events, they started out small when you probably had your first one, but how have you seen they've grown since you started?
Okay, so since we started, obviously the first event that we ever had, I will honestly tell you that the majority of the donations were from probably my family and my very, very tight group of friends, because they're the ones who wanted to see me succeed at the beginning and get started. And what I have seen since then is donations and support are coming from people outside of that. My friends and family still do. My friends and my close family still donate, but that support is slowly starting to come from other veterans who I don't know and their family members and their friends, you know. So we are growing. We went from, I think during that first month or two when I started it, I had probably, I think it was at about 200 or 300 of my personal friends on Facebook started following, but we're right close to 3,000 followers now after 2 years. So we got some 2,900, I think, is where we're at. So we got some good numbers there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So if you're out there and you haven't went to Facebook and followed Ruck-it Up for Warriors, you need to go out there and follow Ruck-it Up for Warriors. And then also, once you follow it, go up there and click on the three dots, go down to where it says invite, and send out invites to all your friends to like Ruck-it Up for Warriors. Just because it's a great mission. And like Frank says here, so Frank DeMith is an Army veteran. I was talking about it earlier. He did ruck walks as part of the deliberate discomfort challenge. Um, I hated rucking when I was in the Marine Corps. So I've been invited to a couple ruck marches, and I'm like, bro, if I didn't have bad knees, because I'm getting ready to get a knee replacement October the 22nd, I might do it. But then again, I'm like, I didn't even really like doing it while I was in the Corps. But if it's for a good cause, I think I could do it. But
Yeah.
I have to wait till I get my knee replaced and then figure it out. Let's see.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I hated it too when I was in. You know, it's like nobody, you have all these memories of drill instructors out there throwing gas at you and all that stuff. And, you know, those are your memories you have when you're in training and all that. But, you know, that's the stuff you don't like. But like you say, you know, if it's for a cause and it grows on you, you know, so it's like some people do wind therapy, you know, with motorcycles, which I do that as well. But, you know, just being out there by yourself, throwing a pack on, getting hour and a half to 2 hours by yourself. I put on Five Finger Death Punch all the time because I know Ivan Moody. He is a veteran supporter, you know, and his music is very inspiring to me, and it keeps me motivated. It keeps me, you know, just listening to the lyrics that Five Finger, you know, has when they play their music. You know, it's like it's some good stuff as far as that goes. So
Get you
know,
pumped up.
yes, it gets me pumped up. It keeps me motivated, and it's peaceful, you know, out there sometimes if you have nice weather.
Right. So now, a lot of times when you do these when you do these rucks, are you by yourself most of the time, or do you have a group of people that ruck with you?
A lot of times I'm by myself when I do them, unless we have like when I go out by myself quite a bit. Every once in a while I'll have a person or two who will go out with me. I know I need to get better at scheduling, like just pop up little rucks to where I throw on the page, hey, if you're in Lincoln, this is when I'm going to go on this date, this date, this date. And sometimes it's hard to do that with my kids' sports schedules and stuff like that. But however, when we do like our Memorial Ruck March, that we had like about I think we had like 15 year number one. Last year we had a little over 30, and this year I'm scheduling it a little bit differently. I'm scheduling it during one of my we're going to do a reunion for one of my units, which we're scheduling that same weekend. So I'm going to draw hopefully a crap load of my former unit who will come. We're going to make a full weekend of it. We're going to ruck march in the morning, and then we're going to have our weekend or weeknight activities or whatever. So, and I'm issuing a challenge for all other branches or all other units. If you know where Lincoln, Nebraska is, Saturday, July 19th, 2025, get your butts to Lincoln, Nebraska, and see if you can get more people from your unit than what we have.
Nice. That'd be awesome. Yeah, especially when you can raise the money, raise money up to help um, in veteran suicide. So a question that will probably come up when you do these uh, fundraisers, does all the money go to Ruck-it Up for Warriors, or do you spread that out to other nonprofits in your area as well?
Okay, so our organization, we do not profit one penny. We do not actually have any programs that we do or provide. Every penny of it, outside of just like the money we use to put on an event or something like that, every other penny of that goes to other existing veteran organizations. So to date, we have donated was a $9,310 to a total of 9 different veteran organizations.
That's awesome,
So
bro.
a couple of those organizations we have donated to twice. I have them all written down here so I can read them off to you as well. We have donated 2 times to a veteran organization called Javeland. Javeland, they provide service dogs for not only veterans, but also for first responders. So what we do when we donate to them, they're part of the First Responders Foundation. But when we donate to them, we ask that our funds go directly to a veteran.
Nice.
Even though I do support first responders also, but our purpose and our mission is for veterans as far as that goes. So we've made 2 donations to them. Javeland was our very first one. We have donated also to the First Responders Foundation since Javeland's under their umbrella. So we've technically donated 3 times to first responders, but 2 of them were Javeland's name. Mission 22, we've donated to them 2 times. We have donated to an organization called Veteran. Have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
You ever seen the spinoff from that, Mayans MC?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a guy from Mayans MC, Vince Rocco Vargas.
Oh yeah.
Gilly. So Vince Rocco Vargas, have you ever had him on your show?
Yeah, I haven't had him on my show. Hold on. But
Yes.
I do have his book.
Yes. So anyways, Vince Rocco Vargas, he started this organization called Veteran. The idea is to be a better veteran, so he called it Veteran. So we've donated to them. Within that program, they also had this another program called Light the Fuse. Light the Fuse is a little program where they do men's retreats and stuff like that for male veterans who are struggling with mental health and PTSD and stuff like that. So their weekend retreats, and their first one was last summer. So we donated to that portion. So I honestly, it all comes from the same tree, but we made one specifically for veteran and one Light the Fuse.
Nice.
We have donated to Guitars for Veterans Nebraska. Basically their program is $1,000 to put a veteran through. They give them guitar lessons and stuff like that. I'm not sure how long it lasts. But
I think it's 11. It's 11 lessons if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then when they're done with that, they actually give the veteran the guitar that they were learning on. So, yep. So we have donated to a local organization called Moving Veterans Forward out of Omaha.
Okay.
That's more for helping veterans. I'm not sure if their whole mission is like homeless veterans or if it's just getting veterans into new homes. So they help move them. They help provide whatever maybe necessities they need to get them in. I got 2 more here. We have donated to Hero Stock. Jason, we donated. So there was a motorcycle presentation they did for Scotty Hastings at that Ashland event. So we dropped $1,000 towards that bike presentation and helping get that thing ready. So Then the last one we did, we just did on Friday, September 27th. Have you ever heard of 50 Mile March?
Yes.
Okay, so for your listeners, if you haven't heard of 50 Mile March, they're an organization who they do a 50-mile march all in one 24-hour period, basically. They start in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they march to kind of the outskirts of Omaha, a town called La Vista, and they end up a place called Nebraska Brewing Company, which is a veteran-owned organization. So anyways, 50 Mile March bought a bunch of property. Not a bunch. They bought some property in the Omaha area, and their goal for this organization is to build some living areas for homeless veterans. And within that little community, they are going to put in some like counseling and programming in that area. Everything kind of all in one spot. So we just dropped $2,000 to them on Friday, September 27th.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
So there's the nine organizations we've donated to. We are always looking for more legitimate organizations. Like I mentioned earlier, that Light the Fuse one was a men's program. So if any of your listeners have a good women's veterans organization out there, if you hear of any, just let me know offline.
So I can tell you of two right off the top of my head. Well, actually three. Lady Veterans Connect in Kentucky, in Winchester, Kentucky. Phyllis Abbott, she's the founder or co-founder. They do amazing things at Lady Vets Connect. In South Carolina, there's She's the Veteran. It's called She's the Veteran. Brooke Con Jackson is the founder of that. And then so this is a hard one. It's a tongue twister. She Served Sheroes is another great one. And then I just found one the other day, and I haven't reached out to them, so I don't know really much about them. But She Serves Sheroes, She's the Veteran, and Lady Vets Connect in three different states, because one's in South Carolina, one's in Kentucky, and I forget where She Serves Sheroes is. Let me see if I can Google that real quick. So there's three great female veteran organizations there. Let's see. So She Serves Sheroes is a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering and connecting women veterans. Let's see, where are they located? And they also have a podcast too. She Serves Sheroes. Doesn't say where they're at. But anyway, so that's a couple female veteran service organizations there that you can look into.
Yeah, definitely got to write that down, and I'll touch base with you later too.
Okay, yeah, I can. I got the contact information for two of them, and then I think I got phone numbers for two of them that I can give you. Lady Vets Connect, and she's the veteran. She Serves Sheroes. I have her on Facebook Messenger, but I don't have a contact phone number for her. But we can definitely talk offline on that.
Yeah, perfect. And outside of the getting a female organization, I'm always looking for other ones as well. Our goal is to, just keep going at this until we can help as many different organizations as possible. At first I was like, I'm going to try to keep it local.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where we are. But then we're like, why do that? Because veterans struggle everywhere. As we start to expand, we don't want people not to donate for our cause because it's not helping people around where they are or anything like that.
Right.
We need to start helping everybody.
So a couple good other organizations here in Kentucky. You have Camp Hero, Kentucky, which is Rocco Besniak. I can't even say it. He's a Navy veteran / Leo that medically retired from both. Runs Camp Hero, Kentucky. They do outdoor therapy with veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. He has a hell of a program up there. He's got 160 acres where they bring veterans and family members up to the retreat, and they do all kinds of different things. Then you have Dogs Helping Heroes, which is a service dog organization here in Kentucky. Cassie K. Wood is one of my closest friends. They are a shelter. They rescue shelter dogs and train them to be service dogs,
Nice.
and they have no waiting list. So a lot of your bigger service dog organizations out there has a waiting list. Well, they don't have a waiting list right now. So if you're a veteran out there and you're looking for a service dog, look up Dogs Helping Heroes and reach out to them, and they will get you connected. So those are some great ones there. Well, Mr. Scott, is there what have we missed? Because I know you do all kinds of things.
Okay, so Ruck-it Up for Warriors, you, like the average Joe or normal listener will think that we only do ruck marching. That's not the case. So I do want to talk really quick before I move on to how we are different. I want to talk about, we do this event called Rucktoberfest every year. This is our third year. It's basically we kind of designed our version of the 48-mile ruck march challenge for the Mission 22 does. So what we do with that is we do 50 miles and we get people to sign up to participate. You can go to eventbrite.com and look and search for Rucktoberfest 2024 as an online event, and you should be able to find it on there. And give the rules of participation, give you advice on how to go about trying to get people to sponsor your efforts and stuff like that. So if you want to sign up, so that goes on every October from the 1st through the 31st. And just, I have a 5-person team, which we got going. They're all from my reserve unit, who I deployed with 4 times, and we have, just after the first 6 days, we're hitting close to 50 miles after the first 6 days.
Heck yeah,
our goal is to get 250, so at least 50 per person by the end of the challenge. So anyway, I would love for everybody to go check that out, or to email us at our email address, or follow us on Facebook. And however, outside of the ruck marching, we do veteran comedy shows. We have this veteran comedy series called That's Rucking Funny, the number 1 rated veteran comedy show. So if anybody else asks, how do you guys know you're the number 1 rated veteran comedy show? What am I going to ask you? Can you tell me what the number 1 rated one is?
Yeah, right.
Right. So basically what this is we've had 3 of them so far, 2 of them in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that event sold out both years at 143 tickets, all veteran comics. This last one we just did on Friday, September 27th, was at a place called Nebraska Brewing Company in La Vista. It is a veteran-owned organization, and we had over 200 people at that event, and we raised $4,800 worth of revenue, which we are using to do. 2,000 of that went to the 50-mile march, and we're holding the rest of that back for a future donation and to get some more product to sell shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, so if anybody knows any veteran comedians, we paid for an individual named Brandon Johnston. I love
Brandon.
So have you met him?
Yes. No, not in person. I've had him on the podcast a couple of times, and then um, he had his motorcycle accident
Yeah,
and
yeah.
almost killed him, and then he came back, and I had him on the show again, and then when I had Eric Knowles from Texas, who's a comedian with Article 15 comedy.
Mm.
I had Brandon come on as a guest co-host, and then, um, but yeah, Brandon's awesome. He was one of the first comedians that I interviewed for the show.
Yep. So Brandon Johnston, we flew him to La Vista, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, La Vista area, from Charleston, South Carolina, and he was just here last weekend, and he was our headliner for the show. So if I'll take names, I'll take contact information from anybody who knows of any super funny veteran comedians, because my goal isn't to have the same comedians every year. I want to expand this to be able to get as many veterans out there and veteran comedians out there in front of as many followers as possible. So we've done, like I say, 2 shows in Lincoln, 1 in La Vista. I would like to try to get 1 in Kansas City sometime. I would like to try to get 1 other direction, Oklahoma City, or I don't know, just try to expand.
So I've been thinking, about doing the veteran comedy shows here in Kentucky as well. Something just to raise some funds to help. So there's Eric Knowles, out of, like I said, Article 15 comedy. Him, Shiloh Harris, and Al Gonzalez. I think it's Al Gonzalez. But that's the 3 of them. So it's Article 15 comedy. Then do you remember Ralphie May back in the day?
I do not.
So he's a comedian. He's the bigger, heavy set white guy. So Ralphie May, well, Jamie Utley is a Navy veteran who lives here in Louisville. He's a comedian as well. So I have Shiloh's contact info, Eric's contact info, and I can get you in contact with Jamie Utley too. That way that you could bring them out there. But yeah, comedy shows. So I wanted to do a big comedy showcase here in Kentucky to raise funds as well. I think laughter is another good form of therapy, because the more you laugh, the more endorphins are released, and it helps. It definitely helps. So I could get you in contact with a couple other veteran comedians, and Eric knows quite a few.
And here's one thing about the comedy show part of my organization is the fact that is one of the easiest ways to draw in people who are not usually around the veteran community, because everybody likes to laugh regardless if you're a veteran or not. So pulling them in helps them start to get in contact with veterans organizations to where we can potentially outreach to them and get their support as well. That's one of the hardest things that I have found since I've been running this organization is, and I know, and every other veteran knows, is that veterans support veterans. One of the hardest things to do is to get the other 99% of the U.S. population who never served to actually understand what veterans go through when they struggle with PTSD issues.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, is there anything else that we want to talk about real quick?
About the last thing I have is we have a brand new online store, www.ruckitupforwarriors.com. We have t-shirts, we have brand new release sweatshirts and koozies, and hopefully soon we're going to have some hats and stuff like that. So that's really, and then if you're from the Lincoln, Nebraska area, there was a poker run this weekend by an Abate of Nebraska, District 2. It's a motorcycle organization here who they are doing a poker run, and they're donating all their funds to us. So if you live near Nebraska and you're a motorcycle rider, get on out to It is down the hatch, 9:30 a.m. Sunday, October 13th.
Nice.
Nebraska. I'll be riding with a bunch of my, well, probably about 5 or 6 of my battle buddies and stuff like that.
So right now I got your email up on the screen. It's also in chat. So if you want to reach out to Scott, you can reach out to him, ru4@ruckitupforwarriors.org. Then the website for their gear is ruckitupforwarriors.com, the number 4. So but the link's in the chat there as well. So Scott, I want to thank you for coming on here and talking about Ruck-it Up for Warriors and what you guys are doing. Not only do you do ruck marches and raise money that way, you also do veteran comedy shows and everything else that you got going on. So I applaud you for doing what you do, and I want you to keep on keeping on. And I can't wait to maybe possibly partner with you and have a one of your comedy shows here in Kentucky. Here in my area, I'm sure we can get something set up, and I think that would be pretty cool to have. So
I'm sure Brandon can make it to something like that.
Oh yeah, I've talked about bringing him up here several times, and he just said, "Hey, if you can find me a place to do it at, we can do it. Let's rock it." So so Active Heroes is not far from me here. They have log cabins on site that they let veterans stay in for free. So we can fly him into Louisville, get him set up there. Any of the comedians we can get set up, and then they have the big indoor event center that they have there on site. We can host it in there and sell tickets. I think that would be phenomenal. So we're gonna have to look into doing that for sure.
Heck yeah. Try to get Steiner out there too, you know.
Oh heck yeah.
I don't know if he's still on or not, but I'll hit him up later. So
yeah, definitely. So
when are you bringing yourself to Hero Stock in any of these Hero Stocks?
So I was going to go to the Tennessee one this year, but something came up, so I wasn't able to make it. We're actually planning Hero Stock Kentucky next year because
Nice.
I was trying to get one here in Kentucky this year, but unfortunately the board said that they couldn't make that happen with Hero Stock. So me and Jason, we are talking. I'm trying to do a two-day event here in Kentucky next year.
Nice.
So Kentucky is notorious for their louder than life, bourbon and beyond, the big music festivals. So what I want to do with Hero Stock, I want to take Hero Stock to that level here in Kentucky. That's what I want to do. I want to make it, of course it's for veterans, but I want those veteran singers and bands to have the same experiences if they were playing louder than life or bourbon and beyond. That's what I want. So that's my plan. So we'll see.
So it's something to think about. Maybe you and Steiner and I can talk, Kentucky's known for their country music, right?
Yes.
I have comedy. You can do comedy on one night and you can do country music on one night.
Yeah, we could do that. We can make it happen. I think that would be pretty badass.
Right?
All right, Dustin, be good, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.
But hey, speaking of Dustin, was his thing, it was at Dustin M. Redmond?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, he does a live every night on TikTok. It usually goes from an hour to 3 hours. And then it just basically, if you want to come on and talk, spill your guts, what's going on in your world, he's an open ear. He's your stranger. That's the hashtag be someone's stranger. So definitely follow him. I'll be on his show Wednesday night. We're going to start at he said he went 7.5 hours last night.
Holy cow.
That's a long time.
Just let me know what time he comes on, because I have a TikTok account, Ruck-it Up for Warriors, and I would jump on you guys and be.
So he normally either 10 or 11 Eastern. So that would be what?
Probably about
9 or 10 your time. So, so Wednesday night I'll be on. We're going to start at 7:30 Eastern. So that would be what, 6:30 your time, your Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be 6:30 your time on Wednesday. I'll be on there. We'll be talking with people, and I'll be on there for a couple hours with him. So
Cool. I may pop in because I sometimes jump on those lives and stuff like that. So
hey, the more the merrier, my friend. The more the merrier. But Frank, so Frank is a lieutenant colonel, and he said, "What's TikTok?"
TikTok. Okay, so I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you. This is my last thing I want to talk about as far as politics. I'm not a politics person per se, but what really makes me mad is sometimes when you go on TikTok, that's like 90% of the crap you see is people arguing about politics, and I'd rather have them take one day off and focus on veterans who are struggling with mental health and
Agreed.
side, so there's, I'll pop into some of those lives. I'll be like, drop the political crap and talk about veterans, and they boot me off their shows and stuff like that.
That's like on Rumble. So there's a lot of veteran guys that go live on Rumble, but all they want to talk about is politics. I'm like, bro, I don't care about politics. My politics, how I vote is my own. I'm not going to sit there and judge you on how you vote or anything like that. So I don't want to hear it. That's like on this podcast here. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. We can do that on Tip of the Spear. But if you notice, I'll let everybody else talk about politics and religion. I don't really get into it just because my views are my views, and that's where they're going to stay. I don't need to project my opinions on anybody, because my opinion, you know what they say about opinions are like a-holes, and everybody's got one and they stink. So I'm gonna keep my political views, my religious beliefs to myself, and let you do your own thing. That's the way I look.
Yeah, the whole reason I brought that up though is like when the lieutenant colonel said, "What's TikTok?" I was like, it's poisonous what it is right now, but they say that's one of the best platforms out there to get recognized and get seen. But is unfortunately at a very bad time right now with all the political crap that's going on. So I'd like to expand on TikTok and get the organization seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, jump on anytime, Dustin. Anytime that it's Frank. What? Frank says I'm older than dirt, and then he says it's Frank. But yeah, Dustin, anytime. All right, Scott, it was a pleasure talking with you, my friend. We're going to stay in contact. I'll get you in contact with the organizations. Just do me a favor, shoot me a message and say, hey, I need these, because I will forget. That's just my TBI working on against me. So shoot me a text message, say, hey, I need contact information for these people, and I'll send you what I got. And then we're going to work on getting your comedy into Kentucky next year with I got some local comedians we can bring in too. That way we don't have to pay them as much as like Brandon, you would pay Brandon. But we can make it happen, Captain. So it was a pleasure talking to you, my friend. I will talk to you later.
All right.
Later, brother.
Later.
Man, how cool was that, guys? So if you haven't went to Facebook and followed Ruck-it Up for Warriors, you need to go follow. The link is in chat up here. Let's see. There's a link to their Facebook page. Then you can also email Scott at ru4@ruckitupforwarriors.org. And then also go check out their store, their online store at ruckitupforwarriors.com. Go check them out. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. So HomeFront Sitrep, we are blessed and lucky here. We are now part of Reese Across America Radio. Thursday nights at 11 o'clock, you can hear 11 o'clock Eastern. You can hear HomeFront Sitrep on Reese Across America's radio. So let's play that little video real quick. Hey, it's Willis. Join Candace and I from HomeFront Sitrep on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on Reese Across America Radio. You can find Reese Across America Radio on the iHeartRadio app, the Audacity app, and TuneIn app. Search the word Reese. So yeah, make sure you go to Reach Across America Radio, the listen live link here. I'll throw it up on the screen one more time for you guys. So it's reachacrossamerica.org/radio. That's Thursday nights at 11 o'clock. You can listen to us on there as well. And then, you know, like we were stating earlier, you have to check on your battle buddies. And I don't care if you're non-military, whatever. Check on the people you love the most. And then hashtag be somebody stranger. Let somebody vent to you. Just walk up to somebody, say, "Hey, how you doing?" If they answer with "I'm fine, I'm living the dream, I'm hanging in there," something of that nature, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? Because a lot of times they might open up. So let's play this. Yeah, so I've said everything that they've written on that board. And if you notice, all the people, they're different race, different gender, different everything. So it's not just veterans, it could be anybody. If you're out there and you're in crisis, 988 star one, say, "Hey, I need to talk to somebody." You can either talk to them there, you can text message them, or you can chat with them online. And if you don't like the person you're speaking with, disconnect and then reconnect. You'll get somebody different. Maybe they'll be able to better suited for what you're looking for. Um, if you're a veteran out there and you're in the process of filing your disability, say you're 40% rated, you want to try to get to 100%, or you're just now starting your journey. Um, Homefront Sitrep has partnered with Monica Sanford from the Monica Sanford Show. She is a nurse practitioner. She was she's married to a lieutenant colonel, United States Marine Corps retired, 35 plus years. She works with the VA and helps veterans get their VA disability ready. You can email her at askmonica0@gmail.com. She's amazing. She will get back with you pretty quickly. So let's play that. Yeah, so yeah, she is a great person, Frank. She is amazing. Um, Guys, it's that time of night. Candace, we missed you tonight. You missed a great show. We'll catch you on the flip side when you're able to be here after work. Um, and then that the video at the beginning, Scotty Hastings. Uh, if you haven't followed him on Spotify, wherever you listen to your music, you need to go listen and follow Scotty Hastings with Black River Entertainment. Uh, Scotty's got a hell of a story, man, and his music it just resonates. Like "I'm America," the one I played at the beginning, is a friggin' phenomenal song. But the one that'll get you is "How Do You Choose." That one will get you every time. I tell you, survivor's guilt, man, it man. I'm not even going into detail. But yeah, survivor's guilt will get you. And then check out Theory. He's a Marine Corps veteran. His real name is Ryan Dorfield, aka Theory, TH30RY. Check his music out. He is amazing. I've had him on the show a few times. I'm gonna play one of his songs real quick before I get out of here. Just because it's just because. Let's do that. This is called "Falling from Grace," and I resonate with this because as a podcaster, if you don't post enough content, you can fall from grace, and that's kind of what this song is.
But I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace.
Yeah. Can't seem to escape this fate. Try pleasing the masses just to be told that my music ain't even great. It's way below average, people so cold, and how many followers you get defining success. It's crazy to think how I do what I love for a living, but somehow I still don't feel blessed. Ain't get enough views on that clip that I posted a week ago. Goddamn, must mean that I suck. Meanwhile, the video trending right now is a girl on the gram saying she down to get fucked. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm posting my content, crossing my fingers for luck, and hoping they playing my songs. But hundreds of streams will still only get you $1. So how in the hell do I win? Do I change who I am? Do I put out an album by selling drugs, fucking bitches, foreign cars, all the riches, gang, Glocks and switches? Maybe they'll love it and I can go viral, but is the fame worth it if I'm losing myself in the process, forcing my heart and my head in a downward spiral?
I feel like I've been losing myself for far too long. Far too long. Far too long. I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change.
But I gotta adapt, the old way don't work no more, so I gotta change up the grind before I get left behind. I'm already midway to 40 and worried I'll never be hitting my prime. You tell me to always stay true to myself, but then when I do it, I'm wasting my time. Just give me a sign. I don't wanna change, don't wanna conform, but I know I gotta do something and soon, cause then if I don't, I'm breaking the norm. And fuck social media, all of that hatred been bringing me down. I go to perform and post up a reel to show how I did, then get all these messages about how I'm corny. Nobody does that, you should just stop. Put out the song, I bet you it flops. Hang up the mic, your flow is too basic, no wonder your Spotify listeners dropped. This is the shit that I get for pursuing my passion, thinking one day I'ma pop, and maybe I might, but all that I know is I'm gonna continue to rise to the top. I ain't losing myself.
I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change. I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change.
Yeah, if you haven't followed Theory, you need to go follow Theory. His music's amazing. And Scotty Frazier from Sergeant Records, another Marine Corps veteran. His music's more Americana, classic rock. He's got a good one that just came out called American Made, so you need to go follow him as well. But it's that time of night, my friends. Great show tonight with Scott. Hey, Scott, in private chat, I know you're still in the green room. In private chat, I put my cell phone number so you can have my cell phone. I don't know if you saw that or not. But yeah, it's that time of night. Thank you for all of our followers, all of our people that come on and interact with us, me and Candace, when we do our shows on Sundays and Mondays at 7. You guys are amazing. Thank you for allowing me and Candace to come into your lives. We want to be your stranger. That's what we're here for. We want to be your stranger. Um, what's up, Miss Courtney? How are you, dear? Uh, we want to be your stranger. We want to be your outlet to talk to. If you're struggling, whatever, reach out to me. My phone number's out there everywhere. If you don't have my phone number, message me on Facebook. I will be your stranger to let you talk. Um, you too, Frank. You have a good one too, sir. So it's that time of night, my friends. Like we always say on Homefront Sit Rep, stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.